Hey guys, Mel the Train Tutor here, and I am a Wargamer. Yeah, okay, what's this about? Right, Spudicus, the Wargamer Viking, started this little, YouTube chain letter off. The idea is there's 5 questions we've got to answer, yeah, and then we come up with 3 people that we'd like to nominate to answer those questions, and it goes on. Now, I've been nominated by Herbert Herberderp. How cool is that? I love your name, buddy. Thank you. Herberderp. I just love that. Yeah, so anyway, 5 questions and then my nominations. Okay, so thanks for the nomination, Herbert. Yeah, and thank you to Spudicus for starting this off. And it's going around the community, you know what I mean? So let's put this on fire a bit. Now, I don't want this to be a massive rambly vid, so I'm going to hammer this one. Yeah? Right. What inspired you to do YouTube channel? Well, that's not the exact question. I've sort of scribbled them out on a statement. Yeah, this isn't going to be a rambling video, guys. You know, I'm going to bang. Yeah, come on. Okay, so what inspired me to do YouTube? I can tell you who inspired me to do YouTube. Yeah, and that person was me. Yeah, me. I know. Just 1 second. Okay, long time before I jumped on and did the terrain shooter thing. I used to be quite into the old bloggy. Yeah, and I used to play Imperial Guard, and I used to have an Imperial Guard blog called Corbania Prime. Yeah, and I started it, it was collecting an army for Corbania Prime, you know what I mean? Yeah, and I was well into my Imperial Guard, but I was I've always been into terrain, so there were like a few terrain there's a few terrain tutorials on there. Yeah, and I'll throw some links down below. And as part of that, I did a few tutorials, and it was just as people were starting to dabble, yeah, in doing YouTube. So I gave it a go, and I set up a YouTube channel associated, basically associated with the Google blog I've got. Yeah, it's called Cole Cobain. Yeah, and 7 years ago I uploaded my first terrain tutorial to YouTube. Now, link to the channel below. Yeah, but unfortunately, I lost access to the account. And at the same time, listen, if you do go and look at the blog, you guys who know me will know that, I've come to the terrain tutor after pretty much 5 years, well, 4 years of living hell. Okay, now when you hit the blog sort of died off as I was going into that living hell. So the sort of latest posts, they're not pretty. They're not bad, but they're not just it's about it's the start of the bad times. Yeah, so just skip past those guys and do me a favor. Yeah, if you do go check out the blog, don't bring any of those times back up in a live show. You know what I mean? Or add them in the comments. To be perfectly honest, guys, it's hard enough trying to get past those and get on with life as it is without them being dragged up. Yeah, but if you skip down, yeah, skip over the post, and once you start getting to like solid loads of, there's loads of stuff on there, absolutely loads for you to have a nose at. Yeah, so yeah, that's who inspired me to get onto YouTube, me, because it was a way of taking my blog, yeah, and showing people how to do a different way of showing people how to do terrain tutorials. So there you are. See, I was the terrain tutor long before I was the terrain tutor. Yeah, I was. Okay, where do you want to go? Right. Where do I want to go with the channel? Yeah, easy one. You all know this. Yeah, I don't want to be a commission studio. I don't want to make terrain for other people for a living. I don't want to be a manufacturer. I don't want to walk in and think I've got to make 100 of the same fence or 100 of a sandbag bunker. You know what I mean? In a day, and that's my day. Yeah. My passion is teaching people how to make terrain. That's what makes me happy because I love terrain and I love teaching. Yeah, I love teaching all sorts, to be truthful. I just love the joy of teaching. Yeah, but I love terrain. So you combine them, that's my love. So that's where I want the channel to go. Ideally, I would love for it to be a full-time job. However, that's achievable. Yeah, but for me to essentially work to produce tutorials or all my other sort of gubbing videos for free, yeah, for the community on YouTube or whatever future platform, you know what I mean? Just out there. Yeah, and anyone who knows me knows that's the dream. Yeah, so the next question, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Ah, right. Right. First off, from a personal point, I don't. Yeah. Life has taught me, my life is drastically different now than it was 5 years ago. Drastically different. Yeah. My life 5 years prior to that was drastically different. My life prior to that 5 years was drastically different. And if one thing life has taught me, and remember, guys, okay, yeah, I'm just entering the 40s, you know what I mean? Just entered. Yeah. But look at the grey. Yeah. Life has taught me you don't know what's coming around the corner. Yeah. There is no steady plan, and you just got to take life as it comes and deal with it the best you can, and hope your plans plan out, but get ready to adapt, because trust me, life will throw every curveball at you it can. I'll tell you what, it must bloody hate me, because it doesn't know how to throw me some. But putting that aside, so the fact that I don't actually look that far ahead, I work at best, to be perfectly honest, 3-6 months ahead. Yeah, maybe vague plans with life, like, yeah, Kez is going to finish university, then she'll get a job, kids are finishing school, those sort of vague ideas of what would I be free, how mobile would we be as a family, and those sort of questions. But specific plans, I keep it quite close to. Yeah. But if we extrapolate, theoretically, yeah, right, growth of the channel. I am on 30, I think I'm just about to hit 32,000. Yeah, which is amazing, obviously, Thank you, guys. Yeah. Now, I looked at my subscribers, and in the past 12 months, I have gained 18,000 subscribers. I've lost 3,000 subscribers, leaving me with a net gain of 15,000. Okay, now based on that, yeah, in 5 years, that would give us 75,000. Add that onto 32. What, we're 107 technically, assuming it stays the same. Yeah, I think that's a silver button, isn't it? I'd have a silver button. Nice little button I could polish. I like polishing buttons. That's naughty. Sorry. It's from the army, polishing your buttons and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, but yeah, so 100,000 subscribers. I almost sweared there. That was almost a swear. Yeah, 100,000. Wow. Okay, no, right, let's move on. Okay, yeah. Right, well, okay, let's look at Patreon then. Yeah, because I get, the dream is supported by Patreon. I work in days, yeah. The past year on Patreon, we've pretty much got a day solid and a little bit more, yeah. So theoretically, if Patreon grew the same rate, in 5 years, it would be the full-time job. Would. Do you know what, guys? I know I don't plan for the future. But you talk about dreams and stuff like that. And you see you see the little quotes on Facebook, yeah. A dream is nothing, is just a goal without a date, and all this sort, those sort of little, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's actually doable. I mean, it's 5 years, but it's 5 years. Before the kids leave school, this could be my full-time job. I don't see myself there, but it's possible, guys. You know what I mean? What else is possible? I don't know. I don't know, guys. But that would be awesome. Anyway, right, okay, yeah. Never really, you know what I mean? Right, okay. Rambly, see, okay. We were going to bang this one out, and then again, for a Melvid, we probably are going to bang this out. Right, I don't want this to be too long, so let's crack this on. Let's do this. Yeah, right. What would you do to improve YouTube, wargaming, tabletop community stuff? Dead simple. I did think about this one. Yeah, because it's one of those questions that, what would I do? You know what I mean? And quite simply, I think I'd like a YouTube category for tabletop gaming. We get lumped in the in the gaming category, But gaming covers PC gaming, and PC gaming is huge. That even a tiny channel in PC gaming is bigger than, you know, Beasts of War and Mini War Gaming and all the big boys, because, you know, the tabletop gamers, they're in the millions, and, you know, you're not even a proper channel until you hit 100,000 and that sort of stuff. And well, I don't know, but that's the gist I get. And so I think tabletop gaming gets lost in it. I'd like, you know, if they can do it for gardening, come on. You know what I mean? There's enough of us now. There's enough money in this industry, and there's enough interest, and it's growing, that, you know, our own category, where people could go to the category and they see all sorts of just a tabletop hub on YouTube. You know what I mean? And the YouTube analytics working specifically for gamers. I mean, how many times are you guys going along? You see, you got computer game stuff, you know, in your feed when you don't play computer games. You've not looked at a computer game. Well, you know, I don't play computer games. I don't look at computer game videos. Yeah, but they're still in my feed. You know, I would expect more, things like nature documentaries and that sort of stuff in my feed. But that's what I'd like. Okay. So that's the 5 questions. Yeah, what inspired you, or who inspired you? Where do you want to be? Oh no, there's one. Advice. Oh God, this is going to be a long video, isn't it? Advice. What advice would you give for someone coming into... Right. There's loads of advice I could give, to be perfectly honest. It's probably deserving of its own hour-long video. In fact, I probably might do a video, yeah? But I would say, quite simply, yeah, make a decision between 2 choices, 2 essential choices when you come onto YouTube. Yeah, your YouTube channel is either a documentary of your hobby, wherever it may lead and wherever you may be interested and wherever it may take you, okay? Or you're looking to achieve something, yeah? Whether you're promoting a business, whether you want to build a terrain resource library. Yeah, when I came to YouTube, I came with the specific purpose that I wanted to build this educational terrain. I didn't want these techniques to get lost. You know, I wanted, you know, a progressive learning, and not just odd terrain tutorials, but structured playlists where, you know, there weren't gaps in knowledge, you know, everything built up. And I wanted it to advance and research and look into old techniques. So I came with a very strict focus. Make that decision, okay? Once you've made that decision, if it's a documentary of your hobby, then just let's be honest, guys. Yeah. How many people are actually going, unless you are an award, you know, you're a top tournament player, or you're an amazing figure painter or something like that, you know, you're just sharing your hobby, guys. So you're never going to get thousands upon thousands and be a massive channel, you know. And I don't mean to be brutal, but, you know, if you're honest, and we're all honest, yeah, it's true, you know, because the content will vary, you know, the demand for people wanting to watch your stuff will, you know, yeah, you may be into Kings of War at one point, so you play Kings of War, and loads of people who are watching Kings of War say, yeah, I like watching you. Then you decide, I'm going to play X-Wing. Yeah, and then everyone who's watching you for Kings of War loses interest. People who come along, yeah, who are interested in X-Wing, come and you've got 1 video on X-Wing and 20 on Kings of War. They're like, well, actually, it's more of a Kings of War people. They don't. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. Whereas if you come to YouTube with a purpose, yeah, the terrain tutor, yeah, I do terrain tutorials, yeah. So you come to my channel, you see terrain tutorials, you're pretty damn sure you know what my next video is going to be. Although you might get something random with me, you know what it's like. But, you know, it's a pretty fair bet. It's going to be somewhere around terrain, and you're going to learn something from it. Yeah, and so you subscribe because you know that's what you want. Do you see what I mean? And you know what's coming, and that's what the channel is full of. Okay? And that's the choice you've got to make. You can't do both, yeah, because they don't work together. They just don't. You won't be able to create a brilliant resource. Oh, or my screen's gone blank. Sorry, guys. See, it's telling me crack on. Oh, bloody hell! Yeah, crack on. you won't be able to create a brilliant resource, or you won't be able to, what you call it, or your hobby will get mixed. So make that choice. Yeah. If it's your hobby one, enjoy it, take it where it leads you, and don't have any expectations. If you're going to achieve something, yeah, then work at it and understand it's going to be a lot of work. Yeah. Point in fact, I've put what, 3 years into this now, 30,000 plus subscribers, 300 patrons, and although I put a hell of a lot more time into the terrain shooter than I get paid to do by the community via Patreon and, you know, Google ads, yeah, it is essentially a 10-hour a week minimum wage paid job. You know what I mean? Yeah. So do not expect to be like, you know, living it rich. If you want to make money on YouTube, go do something stupid and film your... No, don't do something stupid, because I hate those videos. Go play computer games. Film yourself playing computer games and be a bit funny about it, and you'll do far better. Yeah. If you want it with the hobby, if you're out to achieve something, then generally it should be because you want to achieve it for the hobby, for the community. Because you ain't, if you're looking to make money, guys, I'm skint as flock. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? Yeah, so it's as simple as that, guys. Right, so that's the advice one. That's my advice. I will do a longer video on that. I think that's worthy of a video, to be truthful. Yeah, and that's the 5 questions. Right, my nominations. I actually have 4, but one of them is an honorary nomination. Yeah, first nomination, which is an honorary nomination. What I mean by this is it'd be nice if he did it, but he doesn't have to. Yeah. Yeah. Mike from Terranscapes. Mike's a good buddy of mine. Yeah. He's been at 9-10 years he's been in. I know he came to YouTube with a purpose, and I'm interested in hearing his sort of pitch on these questions. Now, all my guys are terrain guys, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. Now, I also know Mike's got this thing about always wanting to produce top quality videos, and I know he spends a ridiculous amount of time producing his videos, filming them, editing them, getting them bang on spot right. I also know Mike's really sort of hammering at the minute in sort of under the pressure on projects. Yeah. And so I don't want to put an extra, yeah, sort of, I don't want to take a chunk of his time. So Mike, if you do this, yeah, do it in the garden with the camera. Don't worry about all your editing and that sort of stuff. Just get it roughly right. Do it al fresco or al cappello, or what is it? Hey, is al fresco like doing it in the nudie? Yeah, don't do it in the nudie in the garden, mate. Although you get good views, yeah, you might have problems with the neighbours. Can't believe it. Don't do it. Just, you know, but you know what I mean. Just, if you're gonna do it, mate, just slap the camera down, do it, and bang it on YouTube. Yeah, grassroots style. Yeah, but no pressure either way. Right, so for my, that's the honorary nomination. For my other nominations, yeah, I am going to nominate Viv from Rubbish In, Rubbish Out, because I know Viv came to YouTube via, I think it was his shop or something like that. So I'm interested in Viv's sort of take on this. And I know he's a wargamer. Yeah, just like Mike is from Terranscapes, he's a wargamer. Plays Kings of War, I think. Yeah. Then we've got, what you call it? Next up, we have, yeah, we have the cursed offspring of Cousin It and Grumpy the Dwarf from Snow White. Now, anyone who knows what you got the channel will know exactly who I'm talking about, just with those 2 characters. Yes, it's the very lovely and cuddly and cute, always smiling, always happy and jolly Dread Lunn from Solvent Abuse UK. So, buddy Dread, come on, get your camera on. Yeah, and you've got to smile for the camera. If he doesn't smile for the camera, yeah, you've got to go on, yeah, and tell him he's got to re-record the video and smile for the camera. He's going to hate me for that. Dread's a good friend of mine, and we hang out quite a bit, so you know what I mean? Yeah, don't think I'm taking the... Well, I am taking the mick out of him, but he'll appreciate it. Right, and then finally, yeah, I'm going to throw this one out there, yeah, to sort of a casual friend. Yeah, and someone I admire quite a lot, an incredibly talented terrain artist. I hold him up there, you know, with Dread Lunn and with Mike. Yeah, and with Viv, but I think, you know, no offense, Viv will agree with me. You know, Viv does gaming terrain like I do. You know what I mean? Yeah, I've seen some of Viv's top stuff and he's good. Yeah, but you know, there's guys who are pinnacle yeah, and you know, a bit like Mike. I mean, Lunn, he knocks out some fantastic pieces. Yeah, and then finally, my final nomination, Rich from Battleboards. Yeah, you may have to go along and jog Rich and let him know he's been nominated because he probably isn't going to see this. But yeah, Rich, same thing to Mike. Yeah, drop the high editing, mate, and just, I know he's a wargamer. Yeah, his stuff is phenomenal, beautiful stuff. You know what I mean? The level of detail and the he's up there, you know what I mean? So I want to nominate him as well. So those are my nominations. Honorary Mike at Terranscapes. Yeah. Viv. Yeah. The cursed offspring of Cousin It and Grumpy the Dwarf, Solvent Abuse, Lunn. Yeah, and Rich from Battleboards. So that is me, 21 minutes. Oh, God, it's a short one for Mel, isn't it? So that's it. I am a wargamer. Those are my quick answers. Have a great one, guys. I'll see you Sunday night, 9 o'clock UK time. Ta-da.